seated. Jerry Means is going to share with us about the Camplex Dual Arena Master Plan. Jerry, you've been very patient, standing up here waiting, and now the microphone is yours, and thank you for being here and sharing.
Thank you all for coming this evening. I appreciate you all coming. And we'll see, I was asked to do a presentation on the Camplex and to make sure that people truly understand what is being presented. I'm not here to tell you how to vote. That's your discretion. I'm just here to explain to you what has been proposed. And one of the, as I was putting this together, you can obviously see there's no organization to my writing. But in our community now, 80 to 90% of our community is struggling because of inflation. It wasn't something that we brought on. It was something that our country brought on, and we're having to deal with it. I've never been fond of taxes. Anytime somebody tells me that we need to pay more taxes, I'm the first person to stand up and say no. The Camplex at this moment is $6 to $8 million behind on maintenance. I have chatted with the city and the county and trying to come up with a proposal that will help us catch up with our maintenance. These are serious concerns. Today, or tonight, we have two of our land board members, along with me, and one of our county commissioners. So anytime I misspeak here, they will correct me, I'm sure. But in our community, we have been very blessed with coal, oil, and gas. It has allowed us to create some fabulous facilities. We're all aware that the coal is struggling right now. I have no vision as to where it's going. I don't have a crystal ball. If I did, I would have picked the lotto numbers or the Powerball numbers when it was over $1 billion. And then I probably would not be standing here. But one of the things that was kind of a concern of mine was all the things that we have proposed. And unfortunately, in our community, it's not just the Camplex facility. The new aquatic center, $40 to $45 million. New Campbell County High School, $160 million. The new proposed NZ Center, $40 million. The new Gurley Overpass, $40 million. The new Fire Training Center, $40 million. New bus barn, $20 million. New Powder River School, $6 to $8 million. A possible Camplex museum, $10 to $20 million. And so we have so many wants in our community, and we have to figure out how to provide those needs as best we can. So these are the things that were eliminated from the proposed Camplex project. The two new Wrangler arenas that would have to be moved to the east end. Before we go on, there's drawings over here. I made a point to bring drawings so that you actually could follow on as to what is being proposed. And then there's drawings, price lists, and everything so that you can actually follow along with what is being proposed at the Camplex. Because it is a serious price tag. The two Wrangler arenas would be moved to the east end of the property for the proposed hockey rink. Hockey rink was proposed at $38 to $40 million. Racetrack paddock was $4 million. The race tunnels, one coming in from Highway 51 that is 130 foot long, 16 feet high, 30 foot wide, to bring in all your trailers, payloads, hay into the property without ever crossing the track. No. I'm just going to go through prices and then. So that was about $65 million that was eliminated. What we ended up with is a site proposal for these dual barns. And that was $46 million. The moving the shop and yard was $3 million. Race barns, stalls inside the track, $8 million. The 2 tandem arenas, $120 million. The connecting barns to those tandem barns was another $23 million. So as we go along here, I get my assistant back up here. As you'll see, the overall schematic of what was proposed gives you an insight as to what the future proposal was. You can see the, well, and you'll have to just follow along. As any time I break down something so that I fully understand what a drawing is, I will break it down so that it's more clear as I will vision it. That's just a habit that I have in any job that I've ever done, so I have a better understanding. Okay, some of these things have been eliminated. The tunnels, you can actually see the tunnel being accessed in from Highway 50. That area up there is the staging area. That has been eliminated. Coming in from Box Elder Stalls, right there, you'll see another tunnel accessing into the, no, right there, those are the stalls. The tunnel's to your left, right there. That has been eliminated. These costs were about $4 million. So when this proposal was actually made, we sat down and tried to figure out what the community might accept. And that decision, believe it or not, will be yours. And quite often the conversation will be, well, if we vote no, they still go ahead and build it. I'm here to say that I will fight for you. Whatever you say, that's what I will fight for. I'm on the land board now and possibly the county commissioners. I have never accepted that proposal. If we say no, it's no. So we'll just continue on here. The barns are up there, number 4. Where are we at?
Jerry, you should take the plan. Leave it where they are.
Hold on a second. 4. Up here,
Nope, down,
down.
up, up.
You know, I don't see the 4 on there. Is this it right here?
Gray area, gray, up, up, up,
Oh, right here. Here's
right
the
there.
Right.
That's the dual arenas right there. To the right, that's your exercising arenas. Those are your enclosed stalls. You notice how everything is connected? I don't know of another facility in the United States has created this proposal. And maybe because I'm not a world traveler, but it also has enclosed warm-up pins and 640 stalls connected to these barns.
Where do you want me to go next. Are these the 600?
Okay, stop right there.
Okay.
They're proposing to rebuild the box elder stalls. There'll be 856 stalls there. If you go to inside the track, inside the track,
Here.
inside the track, right there.
Yeah, okay.
Those in the stalls to the left on the west side of the track, there's another 856 stalls. That is part of the bid package. All the green area that you see there is part of the parking and future RV sites. In the original proposal, it was $13 million to renovate East and Central Pavilion. Those were eliminated. And the maintenance shop will be over there, number 7,
Is it gray or what color?
white.
It's white.
It's just the opposite side of the tunnel road.
Here.
Okay. So you can see that a lot of thought has been put into this. It does not come down to what Jerry Means thinks. It comes down to what you all think the community needs. And as this community is struggling, we understand that the coal, oil, and gas is what built and allow us to build what we have here today. I've heard all kinds of topics that, well, when the coal depletes, we'll become a sports mecca. I don't know who would ever visualize that, but living in Gillette for 60-some years, it's always been a working class community. It's provided some outstanding jobs, and hopefully in the future, we'll have other enterprises and industries show up. But I don't feel that we can spend what we don't know, or we can't plan the future without having an idea of what's coming to Gillette, and that we need to be very, very careful as we advance. At this moment, it's basically you need to ask me questions, because obviously I'll just start rambling on and then I'll lose where I'm at, as obvious.
I'll show some of the photos here like this too.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna look at some actual photos of what the facility would look like on the inside. Okay, this would be the outside arena on the north side. And that's, you can see that it's open. I can't imagine being open on the north side in Campbell County, but that's what proposed. You can see that, well, the pictures are not very clear, but basically on this side, there's bleachers. As you advance up on the side there, it's stadium seating. Those are just bleacher seating. We need to go on to another picture.
Proposed, not upgrading what's already built.
No, this is the proposal. It's basically to give you a vision. And I hope that at the end, you'll actually go over here and look at what these drawings are. They're much more clear, and you can follow along. That's why I had extra copies made. This was the proposed hockey rink. I would definitely look at what was proposed. I don't know where they envisioned this in Gillette, Wyoming. On the second floor, on the main hockey rink, we have a restaurant and lounge. We have box seating. We have stadium seating. And then on the adjoining hockey rink, it's wraparound on one side. I'm not saying hockey's not important to Gillette. Everything that our kids are participating in is important. To what extreme we go, we started out at a hockey rink in the old roping arena down at the old fairgrounds, and then we advanced to a hockey rink in the Wyoming Center. It does have some problems. One of the questions that I have asked at the land board meeting, if we remove the hockey rink, are we basically the equivalent of barn one in the tandem barns? It's just a question, it's not a statement. But basically, when you do look at those drawings, and I hope that every one of you will take time, because Sir Speedy's sure getting tired of my appearance, that you can actually visualize what is proposed. It would be hard for me to go through all these pictures and identify what I see as a land board member. There is potential out there. We have one failure that seems to be nonstop, is whoever we bring in as a vendor, we give away our stalls. Now, 800 stalls times 25 bucks a day, times 30 days, is almost $500,000. We have the potential to actually make money here. But if we have to use all that to always bring us somebody in, I don't see how we ever get ahead. And so, yeah, go ahead.
Just asking about the projected revenue from the facilities that they want to propose.
Yes, there's 30 years, we're supposed to make $1 billion. That's gross, that's not net. The way I look at it, our present facility, say $8 million times 30 years, that's only $240 million. That's just to operate and maintain. So you basically double the size of the needs here. What is that number? I'm not here to tell you a number, because to me it's not practical unless we are actually going to become business people. I can tell you that our land board members were very open about upping the prices. I did not understand why we still had 1980 prices on our facility to be that nice and not be able to maintain it.
Jerry, where did this idea originate from? Who come up with this nightmare?
Okay, the proposal was that what could we do with the Camplex? So my understanding is the county commissioners and the city put up $250,000 to have somebody look at this. And what I was concerned about is, as they were doing this proposal, who were the people that were what?
Correction, that was the land board that put up the $250,000.
Thanks, Kelly. Regardless, it was $250,000 that was put up for this study. My understanding is we always have to get the permission of the county commissioners to spend money, correct?
To my understanding, the land board had the money to do this, so they didn't really need permission from the county commissioners.
So who was the overseer of the design? Who was the one that
Populous was hired to come up with
Populous
this
was
50-year
hired, but who
plan.
was the one that give them directions as to where we were going?
Land board.
I was at a land board meeting when this was voted on, and it was Laura, and I do not remember the other land board member that voted and seconded to move forward with it.
Well, regardless of who was involved, now we have this to decide what the future of it's going to be. And that's why I'm trying to make sure that the public is as informed, because nonstop I get asked questions. What is it that the Camplex is trying to do? and they have very little understanding of what is proposed. And that's why I went to the trouble of making those drawings, is that you'll actually take time to visualize what is being proposed.
So if the voters were to approve 208 million for this, it would be an additional 1% tax, correct?
Correct.
And how long are they saying it would take us to gather $208 million?
The estimate is 10 years. One of the things we need to understand is that the proposal is to get a loan from the state. I guarantee it's not interest-free. So as, say we advanced on this, that 207 million or 210 million, I always round numbers up because I am in Campbell County and nothing ever comes in at the price we have proposed.
Correct.
Mark?
I don't remember where to fit it in the timeline, but didn't the National High School Finals Board threaten that, or say that if we wanted to keep coming around, we'd have to build a indoor
Okay,
rink?
that's a great question. Now, if you talk to people that were involved in that, they said we went way and above what the National High School Rodeo Association has.
Okay.
My problem is, if I'm going to use taxpayers' dollars and I'm going to present some, I'm going to be involved in what, say, a populace is proposing. And I'm going to question if they see Gillette for what it really is. I have never known Gillette not to be a working class community. That all of us went to work every day to provide for our families, for a roof over their head, meals, and it's been one of the exceptional working class communities in the state of Wyoming. So when somebody's proposing something like this, I would figure somebody would have an oversight and really want to follow along. Now, if you're designing a hockey rink, wraparound stadium seating, box seating, a restaurant lounge, is that something that fits our needs, or is that something that fits our wants? As taxpayers, we're all in this together. We're the ones that are going to have to pay for this in the end. And if we say yes, and one of the conversations I had at a landlord meeting is if the community says yes to this, we are going to do something that's never been done before. If they say yes to $207 million, it will stay $207 million. Because I've already informed my fellow constituents back there that we need to be honest with our community. And anytime the prices go over, we start eliminating things. So whatever it is, you will stay within that $207 million. Now, do I have that stroke? No. Hopefully I have that support.
And what happens if we vote no?
It's no. This is done. Why if you said no, why would we go on? I mean, you are the voters. You are the ones that make the decisions. And I hope that we honor what you say. In the past, Heritage Center, the community voted no for it. They still went ahead and built it. I was talking to 3 commissioners. Well, the community is too dumb to know what they need. So we have, as politicians, we need to make the decisions. In my world, it usually get punched in the nose for a statement like that, but
I guess I have a question on, is there any guarantee that the National High School Rodeo will come in, or is it just going to be a one-shot deal? Gillette builds it, nobody
Right.
uses it? Is there any
Right
other
now-
any other potential suitors coming in, or
there's
is it just
potential
one
of,
group?
The National Little Levi's Rodeo coming in. The question is we could bring in events, a World Series team open, but who pays for the facility? Because if you've gone to a World Series team open, There's nobody in the stands, so who pays for that? This is a question that a young lady asked me, well, Jerry, I want those barns. I says, okay, are you willing to pay $100,000 for the wing? And the Camplex gets the stalls, gets to charge for the stalls, since they own them. I can't afford that. It says $100,000 a week times 52 is $5.2 million. That does not service or maintain this facility. One of the questions I asked, I'm always asking questions, at a landlord meeting, is most of these facilities really are not user-friendly for our community. And it says, well, if we do a $13 million renovation of the East and Central Pavilion, the community can use those. So I says, okay, you're saying that we want our taxpayers to pay for this, knowing that they can't use them because of the price tag. That the East and Central Pavilion will be there for them. I have never enjoyed paying taxes for something, or paying for something that I didn't get to use.
I was wondering, can this be revamped if it's turned down? Can they cut it in half? And
What I would look at, and that's a question that was brought up at the landlord meeting, should this fail, what are our options? The commissioners, 3 of them, went and actually looked at an arena in Cheyenne, and to my knowledge, and I could be out of line here, is that if we added 100 feet to the East Pavilion and built a new arena, since we do have one of those big screen teleprompters now, because they said, if you notice in the dual barns there, you can't see both arenas. There's actually a wall in between. And I asked him, I says, well, you said that the people had to see both arenas. He said, no, with our new teleprompters or big screens, you can actually see what's going on. So that's a simple question. And I don't know the answer, never was given an answer, is if we add 100 feet to the East Pavilion, raise the roof across on the warm-up pin, which would be your extension, and we could run bleachers across similar to what Sheridan's done in our outdoor arena. And then we build another facility that for $10–20 million, have we not serviced the needs of the National High School Rodeo? Still haven't got an answer, but it was a question. And see, the thing is, it's not Jerry Means that needs to ask all the questions. It's y'all. This is your facility. And believe me, if that little pea brain that rattles around in Jerry's head is the one asking questions, then we got problems. We need everybody to get involved in everything that's proposed and never assume that somebody has our best interest at heart. Because this is your community, this is my community, and anything we build here is for the future of my families, my grandkids, and I hope we're building something that meets their needs. Yes.
How does that compare to the outdoor arena that we already have? Couldn't they just put a roof over that?
You know, that was brought up. If you're actually sitting in the grandstands, you might have a hard time looking through the roof. But it is an option. I'm not trying to be, I was going to say smart ass about this, but my wife told me I couldn't talk like that. Is that what could we do inside? How can we make things happen and get the same results? And that's when people start asking questions. And that's when we need everybody involved, because nobody knows who's got the best answer or the best solution to these questions. I can stand up here and tell you what these things are, but you can't visualize them unless you look at the drawings over there, what they've actually proposed.
I just wondered on some of these pictures and stuff, it looks pretty high class to me. And I think I agree with you about the community and who we are as a community. And I'm wondering if, like we really need to have a restaurant and box seats in the hockey arena. If we really get them filled, people would pay for them on an annual basis or anything. Isn't that a little bit much for our town?
See, everything that's been scratched, believe it or not, has not been eliminated. If you all vote for this, these will be brought back in the future. Well, the thing about it is how come we've been accessing that track for the last 40 years without a tunnel?
Is there any reliable data or records from past projects concerning projected costs and return on investment? Are the numbers that we're being given, are they even reliable? Is there any past record for previous projects?
You can go back to about any project that's actually been built in Gillette, what it was proposed for and what it actually was built for. The Wyoming Center is a prime example. You as voters and myself voted for a $24 million project. We ended up spending over $50 million. When you ask them, well, it got a little out of hand. A little out of hand? $46 million? Or $26 million? To me, in business, I always think as government, it's the worst business people in the world because they have no problem spending your money.
Generate the expected revenue that it actually came back.
Okay, the Camplex as of right now, the city gives the Camplex $1 million, the county commissioners give them $4 million for operation. Does that feel, do you feel like it's being, it's a moneymaker?
That's why I asked.
Well, it's just, I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to answer your question. So with these new projects, we have to look at them as, will they be able to support themselves? Or are they continuously going to be a drain on the taxpayer's dollar? I don't have the answer. All I was here to do is show you, as best I could, what is being proposed.
Well, how does the size compare to what we have now, what is being proposed? So do they use two arenas now, the East Pavilion and the stadium, and then for the high school rodeo, and then do they need the two arenas going at the same time
Yes, that is a requirement.
plus the outdoor arena, or what?
My understanding is, and I asked this question, is the National High School Rodeo expects 7 working arenas, practice arenas. The East Pavilion during the National High School Rodeo was used for cutting. The 2 arenas outside are for, 1 arena is for saddle bronc bareback bulls, goat tying, pole bending. The adjoining arena is for calf roping, team roping, barrel racing. I'm sure I'm leaving something out, but you get a general idea of what is proposed here. So.
Okay. Yeah, I had a question about the jockeys area, because it seems kind of elaborate, and they have, what, kitchens, and can you talk about that? And how many facilities like this are there around the country?
Well, to be honest, I couldn't tell you. I was assuming that we were at the Kentucky Derby. So, I mean, what you see is when people are not given limits, or then what are we going to draw? I mean, if you walk into a Mercedes dealership and you say, I want that car, first thing they're going to ask you, can you afford it? Or no, usually they say, can we speak to your bank? What you have in this facility is a dining room, a kitchen, restrooms, horse identity, trainer's lounge, silk room, waiting room, clerk sales, jockey lounge, a fitness to work out, lockers and showers, cool down sauna, bookkeeping. And then when you get to the outside there, that's where your horses are held, where they saddle them before they go into the track. 16 is landscaping, 15 is a warm-up area. I mean, we put on some outstanding races out there, but for the crowd that we're bringing in, it's basically 300 people that come to watch the race day. Will putting all these things in there bring bigger crowds? I can't tell you. All I'm showing you is what Populous presented, and that you have an understanding, so that, to be honest, I really wish that we've been more involved in the presentation or the drawing of this facility, but I don't know if anybody does. I asked, did anybody in this room get a questionnaire from Populous? See, that's the problem. Nobody. So who was it that they were talking to create this proposal? Kelly, do you know? Larry, do you know?
They had a question and answer. They brought in some people from the community. They owned the Ribbon Chop House, was one of them,
Well, I own the Ribbon Chop House, so I wouldn't.
or Prime Rib and the Rail Yard. A lot of those people, and they interviewed them for 2 days. I didn't go to all the interviews, but I was there just, Dan Marks was one of them, So these type of people, and they were interviewing them to see.
Okay, I can see where this is going. Okay, in this room here, how many of you own a restaurant or a motel? The problem is that 99.9% of us will pay for this, so that 0.1% benefits. I am not against the restaurants and I'm not against the motels.
We need some restaurants.
But the thing about it is, do you feel that it's meeting your needs? And that's why, fortunately, we had the opportunity to vote on it.
You're going through this presentation. You're going through this presentation. The question that I always wondered, none of this money stays in Gillette. If you look at the Camporee, who came out the winner? Walmart. It didn't benefit anybody here, or very few people, because I went downtown and there was nobody there. That's the same thing here. It's going to be 1% are going to benefit, and we're going to pay for this. Is that correct?
The thing is everybody has to vote with their heart and how they feel this proposal is. The Camporee, they pay us $250,000 for the presentation. We spent $1.8 million just on the amphitheater. One of the things, the first questions I asked, okay, where's our parking? Did we not plan for future parking, future events out there? Where's our parking on that side of the room? Just because something looks great, do we do a really good job of knowing everything that we need to put into that proposal to make it work? My answer is, I would question that, and I was talking to commissioners at the time. They says, well, we're not going to close Box Elder because everybody can access it through the culvert underneath the room. What was the first thing we did? Closed the road. How many businesses in Gillette did that involve? When somebody says, well, it's not going to hurt if I have a trucking outfit and I'm going all the way around and I'm on a bid project, you bet your butt it involves me, because that's not part of my price. You don't take a major artery and shut it down. But hopefully we learn from our mistakes. And I can't say that the Camp 3 won't come back. But that we do better planning for future projects. That we get the community involved so they are ones that understand, and we make sure we satisfy your needs. You are the voters. You are the people that, whatever we do, we're trying to make sure that we're meeting your needs.
Yeah. Is there anything in the proposal as far as the sales tax that if, let's say, a coal mine wanted to buy a new truck, that they wouldn't have to pay tax on it? Like everything over $100,000 that purchased by industry is not taxed, or is everything taxed?
Are you talking about this proposal?
Yes.
To be honest, George, I can't answer your question. From being in the construction business for 45 years and working on all but 2 mines and working for every oil company in the business, the county was kind enough to make sure I paid tax on every pickup, every piece of equipment, my shop every year. So when people say that you don't pay taxes in Gillette, I'm here to tell you that when my property tax went up because of the mill levy for the college, went from 2.6, I seen it. The thing about it is, I'm in a position that I can afford. How many people in our community did that really hurt? So the thing is, we have to be very careful about what we build in the future, that we're able to support it and it does not come back to haunt our community. Hopefully I've answered everybody's questions. Thank you all very much.